Okay, now that the template is set up with the parametric constraint label on the template point that we want to move, let's go ahead and add the values and put it into the corridor. So we are going to go to the corridor here, and we're going to add it right in this area here between 1920, 21, 22, just as an example here. So we're going to go to the corridor, go to the flyout, go to tools, and then create parametric constraint. The parametric constraint is basically same as it was in inroads. If you're familiar with inroads, it's a start station with a start value and a stop station with a stop value. So originally it's set up to, and it has the, it came in here recognizing the label that we put in there, the lane 2 right width. And right now, per the template construction, it's set to 12. So we're going to change it and transition it from 12 to 27, adding another 15 feet, and then run that additional 15 feet, well, 27 for a length, and then transition it back to the original, which is 12. So we're going to go ahead and start looking at the flyouts here, 1950, which was where we want to start it. And you can see that it's locked in there. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. And then we're going to run a 50-foot transition from 12 to 27. So that goes to 20 plus 0, 0. And then the label that we're going, it's the only one there, lane 2 right, but if you hit the arrow down, it drops down and would show you any additional labels because your templates may have many more than that. Okay, so that's the label we want to use. We're going to start value at 12, and we're going to transition it to 27, which is just an additional 15 feet. And it adds that. And we're going to stay in here, and so now we're at 20 plus 0, 0. So we're going to go 20 plus 0, 0, add another value in there, which is the start, and we're going to end it at 22, 0, 0. And then using the same label, and the offset value, now we're at 27. And this is to the right, so it's positive. Add that, and 27 for the stop value. Add that, and then we're going to then transition it back to the original 12. So from at station 22 to which is the start, and you have to make sure that you hit a a data point, left click to accept that, and then we're going to stop it at 2250 and accept that. That is the label that we're going to be using, and the value is going from 27 at the start to 12 at the stop, and then it processes and it is done. So here you can see now that turnout. If you were watching here in the 3D view, you could see that now is in the 3D view here, and in cross-section view you now see this green indicator, this box, saying that there's a parametric constraint on that point, and it's moving it out. And if we walk through this, you could see that this was originally a symmetrical template. Now it's the road has been widened that additional 15 in that area. If we want to look at this in a little bit more detail relative to the corridor, you can go into the corridor here and go into the tools and the corridor objects. And we could look at the corridor objects here, the parametric constraints, and we could see those values and station entries that we put in there. And if you wanted to edit those, you can do that as well in here and just edit these values. And that is adding the parametric constraints. And of course, parametric constraints are just like in inroads. They can be put on the width, they could be put on crossfall, they could be put on vertical depth for changing the structural section, and whatever would make sense to minimize the amount of template drops that are needed.